Liam, real talk. Have you ever promised yourself you'd do something, and then by dinner time, you've completely forgotten about it?
Are we talking about my New Year's resolutions? Because yes, absolutely. By January 3rd. We're talking about self-discipline today, right?
We are. The thing everyone wants more of, but nobody actually enjoys building. I'm Jessica.
And I'm Liam. You're listening to Unlock English. We talk about real life and help you sound more natural when you talk about it.
No boring textbook conversations here. Today, it's all about discipline, willpower, why we eat the cookie when we said we wouldn't.
Motivation, procrastination, all of it. Stick around. Okay, let's start with the big misconception. I think people confuse discipline with motivation all the time.
Completely. It's a trap. We wait for motivation to strike us like lightning. I need to feel inspired to go to the gym. Or, I need to be in the mood to study.
Right, and motivation is great when it shows up. It's like a free gift, but it's unreliable. It's here today, gone tomorrow.
Exactly. Discipline is the boring, reliable friend who always shows up with a packed lunch. It's doing the thing even when you don't feel like doing it.
That's perfect. The boring, reliable friend. So if we stop waiting for motivation, what do we do instead?
We build systems. But first, let's look at the language, because English has great idioms for this.
Let's do it. So if you start something with energy, but then stop,
To fall off the wagon. It means you were doing well, eating healthy, exercising, and then you stopped.
classic. Or if you start again, you get back on the wagon.
Another one, to bite the bullet. To force yourself to do something difficult that you've been avoiding.
Like, I really didn't want to study phrasal verbs, but I bit the bullet and did it.
Exactly. And the opposite? To give in to temptation.
I tried to resist the chocolate cake, but I gave in.
See? We talk about discipline all the time. The first step is understanding it's a muscle, not a mood.
A muscle. You don't wake up one day with big biceps. You go to the gym every day, even when tired. Same with discipline.
So why is it so hard? Logically, I know I should get up early and run. But when the alarm goes off, my brain goes, absolutely not.
It's biology. We're fighting evolution. Our brains are wired to seek pleasure and avoid pain. The warm bed is pleasure. The cold rain is pain. Your ancient brain chooses the bed.
Right, so there's a battle. I've heard it called the elephant and the rider.
Yes, the elephant is your emotional side. Big, strong, wants what feels good. The rider is your rational side, holding the reins, trying to steer toward the long-term goal.
Great metaphor. When I'm in bed, my elephant says, sleep, comfort. The rider says, but we have goals. And the elephant is stronger.
The elephant always wins unless the rider has a plan. You can't just pull harder. You have to be smart. You have to trick the elephant.
How?
By making the action less painful. If you want to study English for 30 minutes a day, don't start with 30. The elephant panics. Too much work.
So start with 5 minutes.
Exactly. It's psychological. Tell yourself, I'll just open my book for 5 minutes. Anyone can do 5 minutes. The elephant is okay with 5.
And once you start, it's easier to keep going. The hardest part is starting.
Physics. An object at rest stays at rest. You just have to overcome that initial inertia.
I do this with cleaning. I hate it. But I say, I'll just wash the dishes. Then while at the sink, I think, might as well wipe the counter. And I've cleaned the whole kitchen.
You tricked your elephant.
Perfect time to break down some language we just used. This is Unlock English, after all.
Let's look at 3 useful phrases for this topic.
First, to talk yourself into/out of something. To convince yourself to do something or not to do it.
Example. I tried to talk myself into going to the gym, but I talked myself out of it by saying I was too tired.
Classic. Next, to stick with it. To continue despite difficulties. To persevere.
The first weeks of learning a language are hard, but if you stick with it, it gets easier.
Finally, to go cold turkey. To suddenly and completely stop a habit. No gradual change, just stopping immediately.
I used to drink 3 coffees a day, but I felt terrible, so I went cold turkey. It's hard, though. Usually better to cut back slowly, but common phrase.
Great. So, talk yourself into/out of, stick with it, go cold turkey.
Welcome back. So, we know it's a battle between elephant and rider. Motivation is unreliable. Let's get practical. What actually works?
Number one for me, environmental design. Don't rely on willpower to resist temptation. Remove the temptation entirely.
If you don't want cookies, don't buy them. If they're not in the house, you can't eat them.
Exactly. Willpower is limited. If you use it every time you pass the cookie jar, you'll run out. Make good habits easy and bad habits hard.
For studying, leave your textbook on your pillow. Have your laptop open to your English lesson already.
Yes, reduce the friction. If it takes 5 minutes to find your book, you won't do it. If it's right there, you will.
Another big one. Don't break the chain. Jerry Seinfeld wrote jokes every day. He put a red X on his calendar for each day he wrote. His goal? Don't break the chain of X's.
I love that. It's visual. It's not about being perfect, it's about showing up. The streak becomes its own motivation.
Works for everything. Language learning, exercise. Consistency builds discipline, not intensity.
What about when you slip up? Because you will. Everyone does.
This is crucial. Never miss twice.
That's powerful.
Missing one day is an accident. Missing 2 days is the start of a new habit. The goal isn't perfection. It's getting back on track immediately. You forget to study Tuesday? Fine. No guilt. Just do it Wednesday. Forgive yourself and move on.
Guilt is the enemy. If you feel guilty, you give up completely. Well, I already ruined the week, so what's the point?
Exactly. Self-compassion is part of self-discipline. Being kind to yourself when you fail makes it easier to try again.
Also, accountability. Tell someone your goal. A friend, study partner, online community.
Works because you don't want to let them down. For listeners, I will study English for 20 minutes every day this week. Creates social pressure that helps.
Let's make this real. We asked listeners on Instagram about their biggest struggle. Great responses.
Marco from Brazil. How do I stay disciplined when tired after work? My brain is like soup. I just want Netflix.
My brain is like soup. Marco, we've been there. This is the ultimate test.
Go back to starting small. Don't do intense study when exhausted. Do something low energy.
Like listening to this podcast. Or an English audiobook while making dinner. Watch a show you love, but in English with English subtitles. You're still learning, but it doesn't feel like work.
Passive learning. Your brain still absorbs the language. Lower the bar so it's impossible to say no.
Right. Don't aim for perfect study. Aim for anything at all. 5 minutes of Duolingo on the couch counts. It's a win.
Aisha in Egypt says, how to stop procrastinating on things I know are important.
The big one. Procrastination. Often we procrastinate not because we're lazy, but because the task feels overwhelming, or we're afraid it won't be perfect.
So make it smaller. Forgive yourself for not being perfect. The 2-minute rule. If a task takes less than 2 minutes, do it immediately.
Send that email. Wash that plate. Write 1 sentence. For bigger tasks, commit to doing it for just 2 minutes. Starting is the hardest part.
And perfectionism, give yourself permission to do a bad job. Seriously, write a terrible paragraph in English. It's better than a blank page. You can fix a bad page. You can't fix a blank one.
Great advice. For Aisha, pick the smallest piece of that important task and do it for 2 minutes. Right now.
I want to push back on something, though, because sometimes start small feels, I don't know, like we're letting ourselves off the hook too easily.
Interesting. What do you mean?
Well, if I always only do 5 minutes of English, will I ever actually get fluent? Isn't there a point where you need to push through the discomfort?
That's a really fair point. And you're right. The 5 minutes is just to build the habit. Once the habit is automatic, once you don't have to fight yourself to open the book, then you can increase the time.
So it's like training wheels.
Exactly. You don't keep the training wheels on forever. But you also don't try to ride a Tour de France bike on day one. First, you build the identity. You become the kind of person who studies every day. Then you worry about studying for an hour.
That's huge. It's about identity, not just action. Instead of saying, I'm trying to study more, you say, I'm a student of English.
Yes. When you say, I'm trying, your brain hears, I'm failing. When you say, I am, your brain steps up to match that identity. It sounds cheesy, but it works.
No, it doesn't sound cheesy. It's psychology. If you see yourself as a runner, you run. If you see yourself as a disciplined person, you make disciplined choices.
And that connects to something else. Discipline isn't about punishment. It's about freedom.
Explain that.
Okay, think about it. When I'm undisciplined with my money, I feel trapped. I have no savings. I'm stressed about bills. When I'm disciplined and save a little each month, I have freedom. I can travel. I can quit a job I hate.
Same with language. When you're undisciplined, you feel stuck. You can't express yourself. But when you put in the work, you gain the freedom to connect with people, to watch movies without subtitles, to work in another country.
Exactly. Discipline is the path to freedom. The short-term pain gives you long-term gain.
That's a mindset shift right there. It's not about restricting yourself. It's about choosing future freedom over present comfort.
And once you see it that way, the small daily actions feel less like chores and more like investments.
Okay, so we've covered a lot. Environmental design, don't break the chain, never miss twice, accountability, identity shifts, freedom through discipline.
It's a lot, but they all connect, and they all start with one tiny step.
We're almost out of time. If our listeners forget everything else, what's the one thing we want them to remember?
For me, it's that discipline is not about being a robot. It's about designing a life where the easy choice is the right choice. It's being kind to your future self by doing a little bit of work today.
Being kind to your future self. I love that. For me, it's that discipline is a skill, not a talent. You can build it. Start small, forgive yourself when you fail, and just keep showing up.
And it spills over into everything. When you build the discipline to study English for 10 minutes a day, you suddenly feel like you can be disciplined about exercise or saving money. It's a domino effect.
It gives you confidence. It proves to yourself that you can do hard things.
Exactly. So our challenge to you, pick one tiny thing, one, and try to do it every day for 1 week. Don't break the chain.
And if you slip up, never miss twice. Just get back on the wagon.
There's that idiom again.
It always comes back. Great conversation, Jessica. I feel like I need to go clean my apartment now.
Go trick that elephant. Thanks for joining us on Unlock English. If you enjoyed this, share it with a friend who's trying to build a new habit.
Subscribe so you never miss an episode. We'll be back with another topic to help you unlock your English potential.
And remember, progress over perfection.
See you then.
Take care, everyone. Bye.